The Sigma personality is the most enigmatic and misunderstood among all personality types. These individuals often prefer to stay in the background and avoid the spotlight, making it difficult for others to fully understand them. They are confident but don't go out of their way to seek attention or validation from others like alpha males do. Sigma males are the silent observers and usually keep to themselves, making them seem mysterious to others. They act in ways that normal people cannot understand, which is why they tend to walk alone. They are often called the lone wolves of society, but there is much more to them than meets the eye. Here are 9 unusual facts about Sigma males that nobody seems to mention. Number 1. They can easily influence others, but prefer not to. While some men don't miss a single opportunity to dominate or influence others, Sigma males rarely use their full potential unless they have to. They are independent thinkers and do not seek validation from others, making them less interested in influencing or controlling others. However, if they feel like someone is trying to control them, they can turn the tables and use their powers of persuasion without anyone even realizing it. They have a way of getting what they want without making it obvious. They usually look like beginners and act like they don't know much about a situation, but this is exactly how they want to be perceived. They just observe and gather all the necessary information before making their move. This is how they subtly gain control over a situation or person without making anyone suspicious. They do this only when they have to, and never for personal gain or to boost their ego. You'll never see them bragging about their influence or how they managed to get what they wanted. It's just not their style. While alpha males need to assert their dominance, Sigma males prefer to keep a low profile and let others think they hold the power. They feel good knowing they can influence others if needed, but they choose not to. They don't need to prove anything to anyone. This is what makes them truly powerful. Many people underestimate them, which gives Sigma males a strategic advantage in almost any situation. This is why they are often associated with being lone wolves or outsiders, because they don't play the social games most people do. Number 2. They can be very dangerous when provoked, but prefer peace. Despite their peaceful demeanor and preference for solitude, Sigma males can become formidable opponents when provoked. Their peaceful nature and avoidance of pointless conflicts usually hide how strong and assertive they can be when they really need to be. Unlike those who wear aggression on their sleeves, Sigma males reserve their strength for moments when they truly feel cornered or when something they deeply care about is threatened. This contrast between their usual calm and their potential for intensity surprises many. They are strategic, not impulsive, choosing their battles wisely, and with a clarity that ensures if they must engage, it is with purpose and significant impact. Their approach to conflict is like a chess game. They are always 3 steps ahead, making moves with precision and thoughtfulness. This ability to switch from a peaceful observer to a tactful warrior shows a depth of character often overlooked. Many people think Sigma males are soft and passive just because they are quiet and choose to stay out of the spotlight. They don't act on every provocation, so they must be weak. While they may choose to avoid conflict when possible, they are far from weak and can be quite dangerous when pushed beyond their limits. However, they will always prefer to find a peaceful resolution and only jump into action when absolutely necessary. While this may not be the traditional idea of masculinity, it takes a strong and confident person to choose peace over ego. This shows how even the quietest folks can hold a strong resolve and inner strength that shouldn't be overlooked or stirred without good reason. It proves that real power isn't always obvious but lies in the reserved capability to make a stand when necessary. Number 3. They are not antisocial, they're selectively social. It might seem like Sigma males prefer to be alone all the time, but that's not true. They just choose who they spend their time with very carefully. Unlike people who try to be friends with everyone, they prefer just a few honest and meaningful ones. They enjoy being with others, but they want those times to be spent with people they can relate to, have deep conversations with, and share experiences. This doesn't mean they don't like people. They just look for true friendships that offer more than just small talk. They are great friends who listen and give thoughtful advice when it's needed. They might not go to every party or hang out all the time, but when they do choose to be social, they're all in. This selective way of picking friends means their friendships are strong and important. They're not the type to have lots of friends, but the ones they have are special. This makes them misunderstood. People might think they don't want to make friends or are hard to get to know, but they're just careful about who they let into their life, which is a smart way to be. They value quality over quantity any day. Number 4. Just because they don't smile doesn't mean they're upset. Judging a book by its cover is a common mistake when it comes to understanding those who prefer to keep their expressions neutral. The stoic exterior, often displayed by Sigma males, does not necessarily indicate dissatisfaction or anger. Many people think that because they don't see the usual smiles and laughs from Sigmas, something must be wrong. However, Sigma males simply have a more neutral approach to expression. They don't show their emotions on their faces as much as others do. This does not mean that they are unhappy or upset all the time. They may be in a perfectly good mood, but it's not always reflected on their face. Unlike alpha males who tend to be more expressive with their emotions, Sigma males keep their inner thoughts and feelings to themselves. This makes them seem mysterious or hard to read, but it's just because they prefer to process and deal with their emotions internally. They may not show it on the outside, but that doesn't mean they are emotionally distant or unfeeling. The absence of a smile does not equate to a negative emotion. They just have a different way of expressing themselves, which not everyone understands. Despite what many think, Sigma males have a rich inner world and often feel deeply about things. They just keep their emotions private and only share them with those they truly trust. Number 5. They're often quiet, not shy or weird. People often misinterpret the quiet nature of Sigma males as shyness or oddness, but this perspective misses the mark. Their silence isn't born from discomfort or a lack of things to say, but rather a deliberate choice. They value meaningful conversation over small talk, preferring to speak when they genuinely have something to contribute. This approach should not be confused with social anxiety or awkwardness. It simply reflects a preference for quality over quantity in social interactions. They listen more than they talk, absorbing and understanding the world around them with a depth that few achieve. This trait helps them to be observant and thoughtful, often noticing things that others overlook. Their quietness is a tool, not a limitation. It allows them to gather insights and perspectives that are invaluable when they do choose to speak. While some might think their quietness is weird or mistake it for not caring or being distant, if you look closer, you'll realize it's actually a sign they're thoughtful and full of insights. Far from being shy or weird, their quiet nature reflects their intelligence, giving them a unique perspective in a world that often values noise over substance. Number 6. They're independent and adaptable, not isolated. While Sigma males enjoy their alone time, that's not the whole story. They're actually super independent and can easily change their plans to fit any situation. Think of them as solo adventurers who are really good at figuring things out on their own. They don't wait for others to tell them what to do. They just go ahead and do it. But don't mix up being independent with being isolated. Isolated means you're all alone and may not want to be, while being independent means you're okay with doing things your way and don't always need a crowd to have a good time. Sigma males like having control over their life and choices. They're like a chameleon, blending in wherever they go, able to get along just fine in different groups or situations. This doesn't mean they want to be alone all the time. They actually enjoy hanging out with others, but on their own terms. When they decide to join in, they adapt really well without losing who they are. They're not isolated. They're just picky about when and where they share their time and energy. This makes them strong because they know how to handle things on their own and don't need others to feel complete. Number 7. They're bored by fake people and pointless discussions. Boredom strikes when people pretend to be something they're not or chat about things that just don't matter. Imagine someone always agreeing, never sharing their true thoughts or feelings, just to look good. This doesn't sit well with those who value real discussions. Sigma males want to discuss subjects that make them think, feel, and see the world differently. Think about talking with a friend who really gets you, who listens and shares, making you feel connected and understood. That's what matters. Now, think about a chat that goes in circles, about stuff like who bought the fanciest car or the latest gossip. It feels shallow, right? That's exactly why Sigma males find no joy in pretend plays or endless empty talk. They crave conversations that light up their brain, make their heart feel full, and leave them thinking long after the chat ends. It's not about being serious all the time, but finding meaning and connection in their conversations. Number 8. They are capable leaders, but choose to lead from behind. Most people associate leadership with being the center of attention, giving orders, and making all the decisions. However, leadership does not always look the same, and those often seen on the sidelines may hold more influence than we realize. It's pretty clear when you see those who lead quietly, not chasing the spotlight. While Sigma males are not actively looking to be in charge, they don't shy away from it when the situation calls for it. Instead of standing in the front, they prefer to lead from behind the scenes, letting others take the spotlight, while they work in the background to support and guide. They don't seek recognition or praise for their actions. They just want to see everyone succeed. This approach lets them get the big picture and make smart choices. Their style is about making everyone feel valued, believing that true success comes when the whole group succeeds. This behind-the-scenes leadership is effective and powerful because it builds a sense of community and collective achievement. It shows that a leader does not have to be the most vocal person in the room, but can be the one who listens, understands, and supports the best outcome for all involved. Number 9. There's more to them than meets the eye. Sigma males have an intriguing complexity that's hard to notice at first glance. They're like puzzles with deep layers, always surprising people who take the time to understand them better. Many people judge them too quickly, making assumptions based on what they see from the outside. But Sigma males would never reveal all of themselves to someone they just met. They take time to open up and only show their true selves to those they trust. Imagine an iceberg, where what you see above the water is just a small part, and there's so much more beneath. These men have hidden depths filled with talents, thoughts, and feelings that they don't show to everyone. They might seem simple because they're quiet and keep a low profile, but they're far from one-dimensional. They're deep thinkers, constantly observing and processing every situation, like a chessboard. Their mind is always working, calculating, and connecting the dots, even if they just sit there and say nothing. Sigma males are often lost in thought, and their minds are always buzzing with ideas. But from the outside, it might seem like they're just daydreaming or not paying attention. However, their minds are always working, and they often have a lot more going on inside than they let on.